Hi, this is Emily Kavlik, head coach at Wheaton College. We are here with a panel of student athletes and our assistant coach, and we're going to present to you Life of a Lion, a closer look from a safe distance. First, our student panelists are Erin Ortega, a first-year biology major from Merrimack, New Hampshire; Mia Murray, a sophomore defender who's majoring in environmental science from Kennebunkport, Maine; a junior goalie, Jenna Cassman, who's majoring in psychology and is from Woodbridge, Connecticut; and a senior attacker, Kira Schwartzman, who is double majoring in psychology and public health and is from Kennebunk, Maine. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the timeline we follow at Wheaton College. So in 10th grade and even in 9th grade, we are very happy to go out and see recruits play. So the best thing you can do is to get in our database. That's completing our front rush form. And if you're on Recruit Spot, that's a really easy way to get into not only our front rush, but other schools and colleges' front rush. And then keep us posted on any tournaments that you're playing in through email. Then in 11th grade, we really encourage athletes who are interested in our program to take a visit to campus. Take a tour. You don't have to wait until it's an official visit invite. We really like it when student athletes come on campus and really get a sense for what the campus is like and see if Wheaton is a school they can see themselves at, even before we've had the opportunity to invite recruits for official visits. And then in spring of your 11th grade year, that is a time where you can come and do an official visit and you can really get a good sense of our program. We always encourage recruits to come and catch a game or watch a game online. All our games are live streamed. And this is also a great time for us to get feedback from our admissions liaison on your official transcript or your unofficial transcript and any areas you might want to focus on going into your senior year. Of course, this year, we are certainly in a very unique situation, so we are not offering official visits this spring, which means early in fall, we will be bringing a lot of seniors, much more than normal, on campus for official visits to make up for this time that we've lost in the spring. So August 1st is an opportunity for recruits to submit an early read. And this is probably one of the most valuable aspects of our process because there's no commitment with completing an early read. But what this allows is for the student athlete and their parents to really have a strong look at what their financial aid and their merit award will look like. We do fill majority of our class in the early decision process. So this early read is something that allows recruits who are heavily interested in Wheaton to really understand if Wheaton will be a feasible option. And I am tremendously proud that we are able to be such a strong, feasible option for so many of our recruits, all coming from a variety of socioeconomic backgrounds. And then, of course, fall is also the time you want to put a lot of energy and time into completing your application. And at Wheaton, since we are SAT, ACT optional, I can't speak highly enough about your writing samples, your essays, and your graded papers. That's something that our admissions office really values. And then, of course, we've left a tip off to the side. We always really encourage recruits to establish an email that they will use for all their correspondences and at all tournaments, because this allows the different multitude of databases to talk to each other when you're using your email rather than your parents'. And it's obviously a lot more easier to find you when you include your year in your email address.
Hi everyone, I'm Coach Meg and I'm the assistant coach at Wheaton College, and I'm going to talk to you a little about what the layout of our season looks like. So our season starts at the end of January and goes until May. We have roughly 6 practices a week They run from usually an hour and a half to 2 hours each day, with usually Sundays being our days off. We have 3 lifting schedules a week. So depending on your schedule, you will have 3 lifting days each week with your teammates. The lifting sessions usually last about an hour, and they're located in the weight room in the athletic center that is designated for athletes only. We also do individual stick work sessions each week for a chance to work closely with our players and work on their stick skills as well as shooting skills. Again, depending on your schedule, you will attend one of these stick sessions each week that last about an hour or so. And like our field players having their stick work sessions each week, our goalies have one-on-one sessions each week as well, so we can work closely with them on their goalie techniques and skills. And then lastly, classroom video and analysis sessions. Throughout the season, we hold classroom sessions to talk more about things that we're working on both on and off the field. We also hold classroom sessions as a way to analyze game film together to prepare for games throughout the season. Watching film together as a team is a great way for us to learn what we need to work on in order to be successful.
Hi, I'm Mia, and I'm going to talk to you guys about our fall ball season, our off season, and our lifting regiment. So during the fall ball, starting in like early September, mid-September, we do a 4-week season with around 4 days a week of practice, and then we have one competition day at the end that we usually do like 4 to 5 scrimmages against other local or like New England D3 and D2 teams. Fall ball season is a really good time for like everyone, coaches and the players, because it's a great way to start like our team cohesion. Sometimes we're missing a few players due to like dual sport athletes or juniors that are able to go abroad in the fall. But even with some players missing, it's always a great time to see everyone's skills, see where you're at, and like see what you can work on going into the winter off season to build up for the spring season. So our off-season lifting training, there's recommended training programs in both the winter and summer. And our lifting, we use Volt, which is an app we can use on our phone. So we always have our lifting, like our lifts, our weights, everything on our phones so we can lift at any time. So those are during the summer and winter. And then on top of those, we also have running programs or running training that we can do that involves both like sprints and distance training. And then also stick work training that we use. So like laxanity, just to get our hands on our sticks and make sure that we're still like getting the fundamentals down going into both our fall and spring seasons. And it's also, the off seasons are a really good time to see what you can do to better yourself. So like other girls on the team will try like spin or yoga just to make sure that their whole body is like taken care of and in preparation for the season.
Hi, I'm Erin Ortega, and I'm going to talk about team cohesion. So our team chemistry is really good, to put it in simple terms. We all get along really well. It's like a family when we're together, but we're also really good about pushing each other when we're on the field. So during practices, it's fun-spirited, and we're there to have fun, but we're also there to work really hard. So we make sure that we're going 100% all the time, and when we're not, we really check in with each other, make sure that we're pushing ourselves to our full extent. But then off the field, everybody's there. Like it's a small campus at Wheaton, so you run into your teammates a lot, and it's really helpful to have those people to say hi to. After practices, we'll get team dinners. Before our Saturday's games, we'll get like team breakfast. If you're in the library and you see one of your teammates, it's always welcoming to like sit down and do homework with them. It's like having a family on the campus to make Wheaton your second home, which was really helpful in my transition. College is a big transition in itself, especially going from high school and club lacrosse to college lacrosse. But the team was really easy in making sure that like all the freshmen were okay and adjusting well. We have our Wheaton athletic mentors, our WAMs. So each freshman is assigned to a WAM who is there to help you figure out your schedule, manage your time, and just make sure that overall you're doing okay, which made the transition super helpful. So overall team cohesion is very good.
Hi, I'm Kira. I'm going to talk to you guys about studying abroad. So studying abroad is really, really supported by the athletics staff, our coaching staff, and Wheaton in general. At Wheaton, about 50% of students study abroad in some capacity during their 4 years. Traditionally, people go abroad in the fall, and for student athletes, you typically go in your non-traditional season. So most lacrosse players would go fall of their junior year. I studied abroad in Copenhagen, Denmark, my junior year, and it was one of the best experiences that I had during my time at Wheaton. In addition to semester-long programs, Wheaton does offer shorter programs during the winter and the summer. For example, we had a couple of girls on our team go to Ghana this winter, and historically there's been a program to Tanzania in the summer, if a full semester isn't something that you're looking for. A couple of other examples of where people go, I had a teammate go to New Zealand. There's programs through BU in London where you can do an internship, and Wheaton has a really strong program at Bhutan. So there's a lot of different options on all continents that you can study abroad, and it's very supported. You go in your junior year, so coming back isn't a difficult transition because you've already established yourself at school. And it's just a really great experience to kind of get off the campus, get out, see the world. And in my opinion, it's a once in a lifetime experience that you're never going to get again. So I highly recommend it.
Hi, I'm Jenna. I'm going to talk to you all about housing and dining. So at Wheaton, it's a pretty small campus, and for all 4 years, almost everyone lives on campus. And when it comes to first years, campus is sort of separated into upper and lower, and first years typically live on lower campus. There's like, right now there are 5 different residence halls that first years can live in, and in that, students can still request to be in wellness, substance-free, first gen, and female to non-binary housing. So there's a lot of different options within the res halls. And then when you're picking a roommate, that can be done randomly, and Res Life works to sort of pair up people in the best way that they can, and students can help with this by filling out a lifestyle survey that Res Life then goes through and matches up different people. But you can also request to live with someone that you know, whether it's a teammate or someone that you meet through orientation over the summer. So there are teammates we have that live with each other, but there's also plenty of teammates that live with their other friends or just different people that they've met on campus. And we also have theme housing. And so those are just houses where the people that live there sort of have a common passion. And an example of those on campus is a farmhouse or eco house. And then for dining on campus, we have the main dining halls are Chase and Emerson, but we also have Balfour, and then we have a cafe in the Science Center. So first years are typically on a meal plan where Chase is the most accessible and has the most meal options for them, but they're still able to eat at the other dining halls. And then Wheaton also does their best to sort of accommodate a variety of different dietary restrictions, and they'll even work one-on-one with students that have very unique dietary restrictions to make sure everyone's accommodated in the best way that they can be.
So I think one of the biggest worries most incoming freshmen have about coming into college and playing a sport is the balance between doing school and being an athlete, but it's completely doable. And everyone on the team is willing to help you achieve your goals and get to like having a good balance. So first, our practice times throughout the week, like Coach Meg talked about earlier, we practice like 6 times a week. So it's important to schedule as best you can your classes and labs around practices. A lot of our team members are science majors, so labs kind of do have pose some challenges, but for the most part, it works out well. So Mondays and Wednesdays are really the most important days for us to do our practices, get our lifts, get our stick work, all that stuff done. So trying to like prepare for that ahead of time, like trying to get your work done before then is super important. And then with all that in mind, our practices usually don't go past 8 or 8:30, so it's still possible to like do work after practice and not be up till like 1 a.m. And then with that, schedules, considering your schedule for our Monday or for our Wednesday and Saturday games. So like not having your classes on Wednesday go past noon, so you never have to worry about like missing the bus or anything. And just keeping in mind like you don't really want to be doing homework after a game after like a 2-hour bus ride. So just everyone's willing to help you and like get to that point where you don't have to be staying up till like 2 a.m. every night, but it takes some like preparation beforehand. So some of the biggest challenges that student athletes face is just the conflicts, whether that's labs, games, or like rescheduling. So say you went and gave your syllabus to or your schedule to your professor beforehand and there's like a conflict on the syllabus, and then something happened where the weather changed and it got moved again. Like that's completely fine, it happens to everyone, but that communication is really key so that you can not get your professor mad and also like make your like be there for your team and stuff. And then other challenges that a lot of student athletes face is just like whether that's with injuries or sickness, like scheduling that time to like get rehab in and stuff is super important as well, because you have to take care of yourself at the end of the day. So some tools for success that I think a lot of people stick to on our team is just like taking care of yourself, sleeping, eating, drinking water, rehab, all that stuff that will like make you the best student and athlete that can be. And keeping organized, whether that's like a planner, like Google Calendar, like I have to set reminders for everything so I know where to be and when to be on my phone so I don't forget. And also with our team, we have great leaders, whether that's our captains, our WAMs, like Aaron mentioned before, seniors, and just the upperclassmen, like we're all there to help you. So whether that's talking to whoever who has like a similar major as you, similar interests, similar passions, like they're willing to sit down and help you. They can make a schedule that suits everything you need. So yeah, it's completely doable.
Edge. So the Wheaton Edge is a program that is organized by the Career Center at Wheaton, and it guarantees internship funding for all Wheaton students. It can also be applied to in-depth volunteer work or research that you might be doing. So the Wheaton Edge is a combined program with professional development and an internship experience, where in order to be eligible for the funding, you have to go through a series of tasks in the semester leading up to it. And so that includes things like writing your resume, writing a cover letter, and doing some reflections on both of those things in order to be eligible. And Career Services works with you throughout the entire process to make sure you're meeting deadlines, to bring you in with other students that are going through the same process so you can troubleshoot and problem solve, and also get advice from professionals in the Career Services office. So these can be things such as we've had teammates work at Mass Audubon. I did mine with Maine Health, which is a healthcare provider in the state of Maine. And I know people who have done research at Rhode Island Hospital or worked at a children's museum for the summer. So internships and volunteer opportunities really run the whole spectrum of things, but depending on how many hours you're working at your site, you're eligible for a different amount of funding. So the more hours you work, the more funding you get up until a certain cap. And this is really unique. Not a lot of colleges offer this kind of funding or guarantee this kind of funding for their students. So it's a really great opportunity to do something that you're really interested in, even if it's not paid. And it's a really good opportunity for some professional development that's built into the program. that you might not get at any other kind of career services without doing this kind of program.
Hi again. So I'm going to talk about dual sports clubs and services. So, the fall is really the best time to take advantage of all the extra time that you have, because obviously in the spring we're in season and that's everyone's main priority other than school. But so our team has 3 dual sport athletes. Phoebe plays field hockey and Jessie plays soccer. And then we also have Brooke, who plays a winter sport. She plays basketball. But all of them contribute a lot to our team. They just can't participate in our fall season. And Brooke doesn't participate in our preseason, and she just hops in right when our season starts. But I know all the coaches at Wheaton are really respectful of when you're in season to not bother you if that's their off season. And they all the dual sport athletes work well with both coaches to make sure that they're giving what they need to each team for the time being. And then for clubs, a lot of people on our team are in clubs. Jenna and a girl, Emma, are on the women's hockey club team. Phoebe, along with being a dual sport athlete, is also in one of our dancing teams. So there's ultimately a lot of time in the fall for you to take advantage of all the recreational or other opportunities than academics and athletics. So lots of people take advantage of that. As for community service, our team does a blood drive in the fall and the spring. So that's also another opportunity for community service. Like I said, there's the WAMs. They do community service as well. So yeah, ultimately a lot of time to take advantage of all the opportunities that we do.
Hi. So I'm going to talk about alumni support. Basically, as a program, we have a lot of support from our alum, and it's always nice to see friendly faces, whether it's when we play like Springfield or just in general on the sidelines watching our games. Alum really stay connected in different ways, whether it's through social media or, like I said, by coming to games. We also have an alumni game every year where we get some Wheaton Lax legends to come back and hang out, talk with current players, and it's just nice to see everyone again. Even for me, when I was a first year, the senior goalie, one of the senior goalies, Molly Witten, I became really close with her, and now she graduated in 2018, and I still hang out with her, meet up for lunch, and still talk to her. So it's really nice to see that people still have those connections, and I know I'm not the only one that has stayed connected with alum. So